Hello students, let us start now thyroid gland. Study of thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland. What is endocrine gland? It is a ductless gland. Which is the smallest ductless gland? That is the pituitary gland. Thyroid is the largest endocrine gland. Let us study the structure of the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland it is present in front of the neck, in front of the trachea, just below the Adam's apple or sound box. The two lobes are connected by the isthmus. See in the picture, larynx is the word. Larynx means the Adam's apple or sound box. Here is the right thyroid gland, left thyroid gland. They are joined by the middle portion or the bridge called to the isthmus. It is non-secretory in nature. Thyroid gland is composed of many follicles. In the picture you can see the thyroid follicles. This is the thyroid follicle. Now the color of the thyroid gland is brick red in color. It is 5 centimeter in length, 3 centimeter wide and 2 centimeter thick. So dimensions are 5 centimeter into 3 centimeter into 2 centimeter. Weight is 25 to 30 grams. It is larger in females than male. Anatomy. Internal structure or the transverse section of the thyroid gland shows many follicles. These follicles are composed of the cuboidal epithelium. Then there are partitions called to be the trabeculae made up of stroma. The stroma also shows the connective tissue. The connective tissue shows blood capillaries and parafollicular or C cells. So these follicles they secrete the hormone thyroxine in a colloid form. See here the follicles are there. You can see the word colloid, parafollicular cells. These parafollicular cells are C cells. They secrete hormone calcitonin. Then you can see the trabeculae, stroma, etc. Now this diagram is very important in the examination. Only you have to draw this diagram, that is the internal structure. What are the hormones? Hormones are the neurotransmitters or chemical messengers. The organ on which they act called to be the target organ. Hormones are secreted by the endocrine glands. Now the hormone commonly called to be the thyroxine of the thyroid gland. It has two forms. T3 means triiodothyronine and T4 means tetraiodothyronine. Tri means 3 iodine atoms and T4 tetra means 4 iodine atoms. T3 it is produced in a small quantity but it is physiologically more active than T4. But the role of the T3 and T4 is similar, so we call them the thyroxine hormone. This thyroxine hormone is very important in life because it regulates the metabolism. Metabolism means what? Circulation, respiration, excretion, etc. Then stimulates protein synthesis. Proteins are synthesized by the amino acids. It promotes the growth of the body. The growth of the body depends on thyroxine. Thermoregulation means body temperature regulation. Then it supports the process of red blood corpuscle production, that is RBC production. It increases action of neurotransmitter. Which are the neurotransmitter? You can see the example: acetylcholine, adrenaline, noradrenaline. Maintains electrolyte and water balance. Which are the electrolytes? Like sodium ions, potassium ions, magnesium ions, chloride ions, etc. So thyroxine has a major role in the body. Parafollicular cells. Which are the parafollicular cells? Now see in this picture, centrally placed cells, parafollicular cells, or the C cells They secrete the hormone calcitonin. They act on the bone and regulates the calcium metabolism. So when you will draw, don't forget to draw the parafollicular cells. Now you have to remember the main answer of this thyroid gland disorders. 99% question is asked on a disorder. What are the disorder? Suppose this hormone is produced in excess quantity, it is hyperthyroidism. If it is produced in a lesser quantity than normal, then hypothyroidism. And this gland or the activity of this gland depends on the iodine. So iodine deficiency disorder is there. Now you can see the word hyperthyroidism. What is hyperthyroidism here? Hyper means larger. This hyperthyroidism, it increases the metabolic rate. Generally breathing rate increases, body temperature increases, so there can be a sweating, person become mentally excitable. Hyperthyroidism, when you will write the word, you write the word exophthalmic goiter. Hyperthyroidism is nothing but the exophthalmic goiter. Exo means outside, ophthalmic means eyes bulges out. It is also called a Graves' disease. Means hyperthyroidism, exophthalmic goiter and Graves' disease are the same words. In adults, this Graves' disease occurs protruding of the eyeballs. There is a weakness or weight loss, increase in body temperature, nervousness and bulging of the eyeballs. In the picture you can see the bulging of the eyeballs. Person seems to be the mentally excitable. This is the Graves' disease. Hypo means lesser. Less thyroxine hormone is produced than normal. Now this hypothyroidism is a very peculiar one. In the hypothyroidism in the children called cretinism, in the adults hypothyroidism is myxedema. So the cretinism and myxedema are the condition of the hypothyroidism. Cretinism occurs in the children, low oxidation and BMR, basal metabolic rate, stunted growth or short stature. They are mentally retarded and they have dry skin and the soft tissues like the tongue become thick. I shall explain again. What is cretinism? Low BMR, stunted growth, mentally retarded condition and the thick tongue. See here in the picture, cretinism is there. Condition has occurred due to the cretinism or hypothyroidism. Myxedema, hypothyroidism in the adults. Puffy skin. You can see the skin puffy. Alertness and intelligence are less. Slow heart rate, low blood pressure and the person feels chill. Myxedema, the condition of the adults. Puffy skin, lack of intelligence, slow heart rate, low BP, person feels chill. See the puffy skin in the myxedema. Third condition is the simple goiter. What is the first condition? Hyperthyroidism or Graves' disease or exophthalmic goiter. Second, cretinism and myxedema, that is the hypothyroidism. And the third condition is simple goiter, when there is an iodine deficiency in the food. In the hilly areas, this condition is found. From where we get the salt? We get the salt from the seawater. They are part of the halogens. And the activity of the thyroid gland depends on the iodine. So if there is no iodine, we get the simple goiter in which the thyroid gland becomes larger in size, and by adding the iodine to the salt, we can correct the condition. See here in the neck region, you can clearly see the larger outgrowth of the thyroid gland. Calcitonin, I told you that this calcitonin are produced by the C cells or the parafollicular cells. These parafollicular cells are present in the stroma, and see here, these parafollicular cells produce the hormone calcitonin. This calcitonin hormone is produced by the C cells of the thyroid gland, remember, and they act on the bones, and again calcium level is reduced. So this way, multiple choice question, what is the role of the calcitonin, or who secrete the calcitonin? This gland is the parathyroid gland. Parathyroid gland is not part of the thyroid gland. Four lobes are posterior to the thyroid gland, and they secrete the hormone parathormone. Parathormone regulates the calcium level between the tissue and the blood. Now, what are the questions of this thyroid gland? Describe the structure of the thyroid gland. You can draw the transverse section of the thyroid gland. You can show the follicles, C cells, trabeculae, etc. Then what is hyperthyroidism, what is hypothyroidism, what is simple goiter, difference between exophthalmic goiter. Exophthalmic is the condition of the hyperthyroidism, simple goiter is the iodine deficiency. So like this, you should be careful about the hormones. Hormones of the thyroid gland, thyroxine. Hormones of the C cells or parafollicular cells, calcitonin. Hormones of the parathyroid gland, that is parathormone. So like this, you can remember the things. Thank you.